Okay, so I'm going to be blocking in my next painting, which is painting of Brighton and Hove seafront. Brighton is looking the other way, and that way is looking towards Hove, and it was a sunset. It's from a photo, and I'll put the original photo in the video. I'm just going to start blocking it in, and I was going to make a tutorial, but I'm not really in a tutorial mode, so those are the two brushes I'm using. A couple of flat brushes. Just going to put the sky in and block in some of the basic colours. See how it goes. I haven't done this before, so it'll be an interesting process. Obviously I've painted before, but I haven't videoed it. I haven't got a lot of room in here, so got my paint set, my Sea Whites paints, got my mixing palette ready to go, and my brushes. That'll be for the larger part of the sky, and this will be for a bit more of the details. And the canvas was primed when I got it, but I've applied 2 more coats of medium gloss mixed with white paint, and you can see the drawing underneath. Anyway, got a couple of little jam jars of water over here. Hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing, because I can't see the screen on the camera at the moment. But I do need to pull up the original photo, and also I hope the battery lasts long enough to make it meaningful. So that's the photograph I'm going to be painting. Hope you can see it okay. I'll get on with it, as they say. Painting, you have to take your time and paint with haste. So anyway, just mix up some nice colours for the sky. Just set the auto lock so that the screen doesn't keep turning off. Right, let's pretend we know what we're doing, eh? Just getting out some basic colours here. I've got yellow ochre, lemon yellow, vermilion red and crimson red. These are my basic sky colours. I'm going to put out a little bit of blue as well, because the sky's got quite a lot of grey in it, a little bit of black as well. Just black, plain black, and some brown, which is actually burnt umber. So there's my basic colours for the original blocking. I only use tiny amounts of paint, so you might be lucky, you might get a tutorial yet. And of course we need some white. I've got a great big thing of white, and a big tube of black as well, because I use those more than any other colour. And I've got a water spritzer as well, which is a spray. If I hadn't primed the canvas, I would have sprayed it first just to make it damp so the paint spreads better on it. So basically what I want to do is I just want to get the basic colours down, so just block in without being overly concerned with details, because you can add the details later. But there is a theory that says if you block in well, you don't have to go back and correct it quite so much. So the principle is block in like you're not going back to it, basically. So I'm just mixing up a nice yellow, get me started on the sky. Just add some fair amount of water to this. Just want to put in the basic shapes of the colours, basically. So I hope you can see this alright. And in my bedroom I haven't got a decent lighting set up, so yellow is always very transparent, so I'll probably have to do a few layers of this. Nice bright yellow, that's alright, it's a good start. It's pretty translucent on the actual painting. But one of the problems is, it's not a problem, but one of the things you'll notice is that the background image shows through the paint when you use translucent colours, which is okay because I'm going to be painting in clouds and details on that anyway. But this yellow I've got from sea whites is particularly translucent, I've noticed. I have to paint many layers of it on. Drawing a thick layer of paint, but I'm using quite a lot of water at the moment, so it's very translucent. And there's going to be other layers going on the top of that as well, so it's not really important to get it perfect the first time, but there is subtle changes in the reference photo and it blends. When you're blocking in, always go right up to the edges. Don't worry about going over the edges because you can paint over that. If you don't go up to the edges, you can't paint in to stretch your subject to meet the edges, so keep that in mind. Also, when I've gone over this with 2 coats of white, it's quite a smooth surface, so the paint doesn't adhere to it like it would if it was just a canvas. I like painting on a smooth surface, so vermilion red in there to the orangey feel about it. This will probably be painted over to some extent anyway, but I'll give it a bit of a background colour anyway. On the building there, here it's illuminated. Yellow to orange glow across the buildings there. So what I'll probably do is paint in the building and then redo the glow on it anyway. So what I do when I'm blocking in and when I'm painting is I try and follow the reference photos as accurately as possible. I'm not too concerned about making it too accurate because it's art, isn't it? And you want the art you want to look like the way you want it to look like, basically. So it doesn't have to look like a photograph, it has to look like a nice painting as far as I'm concerned. And that is part of the art, isn't it, really? Now if I wanted better coverage here, I would wait till it's dry. But at the moment I'm more concerned with getting a nice blend, so I shall carry on. Just adding in those subtle tones and then trying to blend them in. It goes a bit orangey lower down, and then this kind of blends into almost a purple, crimson and blue, And that blue is ultramarine blue. You can tell I'm new to painting, don't you? Can't you? Because I don't know the names of all the thingies, the paints off the top of my head. This colour pretty much goes along the horizon. Sunsetty pinky purple mixed in with yellows and things, which I shall add in due course. Another ring. Oh, some of that going on. Now this isn't properly wet, so it should just blend in nicely. Try not to get too many brush strokes. If it was fully dry, I could just paint straight over the top of that. So that's fairly accurate, but I'm just going to saturate the colours a bit more to exaggerate it, because I want it to be more painterly rather than the photograph. Just going to saturate the pinky bit on the horizon there. Not a lot, just a bit more. When it's dry I might go over it again. If it's very wet I'm getting brush strokes now. To see the brush strokes. I don't want too much of that going on really. There will be clouds and things going across here. You can see there's quite a lot of clouds going on. At this stage I'm just concerned about getting the colours in basically. A bit more of this on the horizon. Exaggerate that sunset effect. I'm not carefully going around the edges of things, just painting over the edges fairly loosely. So I can add in the details later. This stage I don't want too many brush marks on it though. It's quite nice. See how I'm mixing there in the middle. See that started off as yellow and slowly becoming a grey for the sky. Just move that back into the yellow spectrum a little bit. Like that. Right guys, my camera battery notoriously ran out. Sorry, no, the memory card got filled up. So that's the original photograph. And this is how far I've got with the blocking. Yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. Quite happy with the sky. You can't really see the tones because I'm under incandescent light. And it's not really showing up very well, but quite happy with the blocking, and I've started to put a few of the bigger pebbles in as kind of anchor points so I know where I am. And now I can start putting in the details. So yeah, that's my little video. As you can see, I've only got a bedroom set up here, but it's comfortable and reasonably warm at night. And anyway, next time my video I'll make sure the memory card isn't full, and I'll try and give you a better insight into how I paint. Anyway, that's my little video. Hit the subscribe button, thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much for watching.